Hello and welcome back to another random pub game. Today we are watching a match between these two brave, well, teams, can't really call them that, I guess. Anyway, we have on one side we've got Outward Destroyer, Bat Rider, Bounty Hunter, Butch, and Omni Knight. On the other side we are joined by Invoker, Skeleton King, Sand King, Darkseer, and Enigma. So yeah, let's get this game started and see what it brings us. So let's kick it off. Oh, play. There we go. Right. First part is of course a little bit on the boring side, just checking where are the lanes going to be. So this will be a lane, Pudge will be, of course be mid, Omni Knight will be joining Bounty Hunter in the bottom, Enigma and Darkseer will be on top, Skeleton King, the Kings will be down there, and the Invoker of course will be mid facing against Pudge. Enigma will probably go to jungle. Yeah, this looks like a jungle build. Let's see, we'll probably use that to create a soul ring. So, minions, creeps, whatever you want to call them, have finally spawned. They call them creeps here. And, well, that will be some... That is an incredibly early iron shell. Don't know if that will be of any use, but, well, what the hey, a little bit of blocking going on here by Outward Destroyer and Bat Rider, and is already engaged with a little bit of poking done by Invoker on Pudge. Nothing major though. So let's keep a lane. Enigma is indeed going for jungle, and we'll try to get those creep cams cleared as fast as possible, and probably be assisting Darkseer a little bit. Darkseer, of course, is one of the easiest heroes to solo lane, simply because of the iron shell. A lot of pressure being put on here. Let's get the last hit and denies in there. Invoker going for bot, picking up that illusion rune, which will give a little bit more pressure on Pudge. Nothing too major though. He's going for extort first. This is quite often done in pub games. So yeah, nothing too much happening right now as usual. Outward Destroyer getting in some last hits there. No, actually... Wait, yeah, it is. My window on the bottom right's not showing right, I think. Oh yes, it is. A lot of pressure coming on bot lane towards the tower. May not be the right thing to do. But well, what the hell. Enigma going for demonic conversion, maxing out, so he's got his maximum jungle potential here. Darkseer seems to have a fairly easy time here against Outward Destroyer, and Bat Rider manages to get him some nice pressure to those two. There goes the iron shell. And there's a little bit of an engagement down here, but nothing goes... A lot of pressure on Sand King, just getting in there with one hit and getting out immediately. Let's see, Enigma still in jungle. Taking a little bit of unnecessary damage in my honest opinion. But... Pudge so far being hit down a little bit and having no luck in his hooking. You could just hear him missing a hook, or at least getting a creep on that hook. Using his rod to get in those last hits. Rods is a decent amount of damage, I guess. And it's a instant hit and doesn't require to wait for your swing. Enigma so far in the lead and last hits. Invoker actually struggling a little bit in getting those last hits, and Pudge is checking for rune, doesn't see that there's a rune which is currently on bottom, which is invisibility. This gives invoker the clue that this rune will be on bottom, and he will be picking that up right now. A little bit of pressure now on bottom lane from the kings. Sand King and Skeleton King, of course. Both managing to get a few last hits, not too many. And so far this game is off to a slow start, but there's a bit of engagement in middle from Pudge and Invoker. Invoker managed to get a jump on Pudge, of course, because of that invisibility rune, a Wicked Greevil there. And the first blood goes to Invoker. A little bit of pressure put up on top lane, which is currently being dominated by Agua Destroyer and Bat Rider, and Enigma is still in the jungle, taking, in my honest opinion, a little bit too many unnecessary hits from those creep camps. Especially when he's using a soul ring. Just trying to get a few of these smoother camera movements figured out. So you usually do stuff like this through the minimap or side scrolling. And there is the cold snap on Pudge, getting in a few hits there, doesn't decide to follow through with it.
Methinks you wanted that.
And Invoker getting a last hit of a deny there. Invoker fairly successful on the denies. And fairly successful on the last hits as well, but is being outlast hitted by Invoker. Enigma, of course, having the most last hits, but he is in the jungle, so that doesn't really count. If you got that many last hits on creeps already, then you had been an insane grind. So Darkseer mainly grinding, I think, through his Iron Shell. Only had 2 last hits so far. Still doesn't even have his Soul Ring recipe built. But boots are on the way. Pudge checking for rune on top, gets the rune, bottles it immediately. And now there will be soon 3 pushes. Thinks of going on a sneaky hook, but did not manage to get it off. Invoker already having his face boots, realizing that the top rune is not there. Will he check for bottom, or does he know? Oh, and the Dire's Courier manages to get killed here by Bat Rider, I think. Which also, well, kills him, but he manages to get out with superior speed. And that's the second blood done here by Bounty Hunter on Skeleton King. Does Skeleton manage to get away? Yes, and ooh, Bounty Hunter taking quite a few hits in there, but manages to get away safely, both of them. Ogre and Pudge still mid, not much roaming going on so far. Oh, that was a weird looking hook. Didn't look as good as the regular hook. So far Pudge unsuccessful to get even a single kill, which will damage him a little bit in the early game. Quite a lot of pressure put up here by Enigma and Darkseer, but it quickly gets resolved with Bat Rider. And oh, what? There's no mana on Invoker. Or Invoker, I mean on Enigma, and there will go last hit. Outworld Destroyer picking off, but will he also manage to get off? He's out of mana, unlucky there, but managed to get a second kill as well, barely surviving himself. Oh, and he goes down to a creep. Unlucky there, and apparently Darkseer is already GGing the game. I don't think he understands what GG means. Or he is an incredibly pessimistic person. Bottom seems not to be missing at all. If you ask me, but there is some pressure here on the bottom tower.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, it is. Illusions going onto town here. Invoker realizing, I think it's illusion since the way he is moving. Yes, he just poked them both once. Realizing, well, those aren't real, and that's the end of them. Pudge now going to top, trying to get the jump here on Darkseer. Gets in the draw there, and there is it. Alt spammed all around, and that is the end of Darkseer. An easy kill picked up by Outbolt Destroyer. At the same time, bottom is still putting pressure on that tower. Not so far managing to get down, but it seems that Omni Knight and Bounty Hunter are having a little bit of trouble here. Invoker getting his Void Stone. Could be going for his Alun's Scepter of Divinity, a good item in my honest opinion for Invoker. Minions managing to push through on the Dire's top tower, but it will be quickly cleaned up. There is a little bit of roaming going around here in the jungle, hunting for Enigma. Do they manage to pick him off, or does Enigma manage to get away? Minions getting cleared out here by Outbolt Destroyer. And minions manage to pressure there, but Sand King moving in here, as well as Invoker and Enigma. But it looks like Outbolt Destroyer and Badwater will get away, or will go for Darkseer here, who is, in my honest opinion, a little bit risky here. If they manage to get a jump on him, it will. But they don't realize that they're being tracked here in the jungle, and there it is. There's the cold snap. Managing to get a stun. There's the black hole, and that will be an easy pick off for the, of course, Dire team. Maybe Darkseer acted as bait. Maybe not, but at least the result was that of the way it wanted, I guess. Pudge managing to pick off Skeleton King here on bottom. A teleport in here, a little bit tricky if you ask me. There's the stun, there's the vacuum. Will he get away? Nope. I don't think he will. And there's the end, picked up in the end by Sand King. Invoker back in mid, grinding a little bit off. It looks like the Radiant team is trying to put pressure here on Bob, so far unsuccessful. Pudge is going back to mid. Sand King dangerously low. It's probably saving for a Blink Dagger, I think. A little bit of pressure put him there by Outbolt Destroyer, though the Malefice is picked up. A lot of tower pushing going on, but so far none of the towers have actually gone down. Enigma going back into the jungle, trying to get a little bit more gold. Already got his Blink Dagger, which is quite impressive if you ask me, in the 10-minute mark. Darkseer is dangerously low here. I might want to use exactly one of those tangos. In the meantime, Invoker has managed to get off quite a few last hits here and is getting a quite decent amount of gold. He's already preparing his Scepter of Divinity and is only missing his Staff of Wizardry. Bit of pressure put on here. There is the track, but don't decide to go for it. And Bounty Hunter goes into his stealth, waiting for him to probably get a little bit closer, get away from that safety of the tower. And another hit in there and just poking them down slowly. But there's the stun from Sand King. The Bounty managed to get quite far away before that hit, so it wasn't in much danger there. And at the same time, a little bit of a trade here on top. Wow, pub game where it's happening quite a lot. Pudge using his invisibility rune. Will he go for Skeleton King, or will he just, well, stand there? Come on, Pudge, do something. There it is. Took him long enough, in my honest opinion. Pudge taking quite a bit of damage here, but his rod manages to do the trick. Running away. And another pressure put on at the same time by Darkseer, using that Iron Shell to go quickly through the creep rapes. Enigma, does he decide to join him? Or does he think it's infutile? And there is the movement from Pudge and Bounty Hunter on Invoker, but Invoker quickly moves back to the safety of his tower. May get hooked here by Pudge.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There is the cold snap, and there's Pudge moving in, but it's next to the tower. I don't think he can do enough damage here. No, he can't, and there's the Sunstrike, there's the kill. Invoker getting a quite easy kill there off from Pudge. Currently he has, I believe, his scepter. Yes, he has everything he needs, so only needs to pick that up, which will give him a lot more ganking and survivability options. Going for the rune track check, of course, but is found by Bounty Hunter. Will it mean that Bounty Hunter get picked off here as well? But I don't think so. Stealth is still available. Bounty manages to get away, and Invoker realizing it was not worth the pursuit. Enigma still in the jungle here.
Missing bottom.
And bottom is not missing. I don't know who said that. Probably Sand King, I believe. But Bounty Hunter again manages to survive with his stealth, getting a heal from Omni Knight. Keep forgetting those names. And there's a little bit of a move in here from bottom. Will they? Yes, they will hook him, drag him. This gives Outpool Destroy, of course, all the time he needs to get it killed. No! Oh, and he does manage to get in a little bit of right clicking there, but he manages to get it off. So far, quite an even game.
Is under attack.
There is a little bit of an advantage, of course, towards the Dire side, who has the tower, who have the tower kill. Experience is way towards the Dire, and gold as well. So yeah, you could say that the advantage is on the Dire side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But nothing is set in stone in this game, and everything can still happen. Some more pressure on bottom tower. Will they take it down now? Sand King is trying to prevent them from taking down that tower, but staying close to it with his lifesteal. Of course, he can tank it. A little bit of weird going for Pyroc Aura and Critical Strike and not maxing out that stun, which is my personal preference. Oh, and there's a little bit of engagement here on Bat Rider, which gets picked off quite quick, is unable to get away. Even the Sunstrike going there, so if he wasn't get picked off there by Sand King, he would have been hit by that Sunstrike right there, and he would have been killed. And there's the pressure on that tower, and there goes the second tower down from the Radiant team. I think, in my personal opinion, it's quite in vain to protect that tower. Nobody can get there in time. Pudge is trying though, forcing him a little bit out of position, which is a little bit dangerous. There it is, there's the cold snap. Will they continue with it? There's the Malefice as well. A lot of damage put on. There is the vacuum, and there is the pick off by Darkseer on Pudge. So far the advantage looks quite in the favor of the Dire, but with 40 minutes still to go, nothing is set in stone. I'm going to put that away so that we don't know how long the game will last. Or at least I don't know, because you can just check the video's progress bar, I guess. Anyway, still some pressure here on bot lane. The Dire team decides to move out, probably going for mid tower here, or going for Outpool Destroy, who is a little bit out of position here and could be jumped by three of them. No, they decide not to go for it. And they move out and back. Oh, Pudge here out of position, could get picked off here. Does not manage to get his hook off. But there it is, blink from Enigma and a cold snap, and Enigma manages to pick him off quite quick there. Nice warding done here by the Dire team as well. And now they're putting pressure here on the middle tower, which will probably get picked off any time now. Though the Radiant team is moving in here for defense, but there's the blink, there's the stun. Will they manage to pick off Bat Rider once again? There's the heal, but there's the wall. There's the Sunstrike, and ooh, Sand King getting in a nice hit with his Gustic Final and Burrow Strike combination, doing devastating damage, and proves to be enough to take care of the enemy team. So, a lot of pressure once again put up on the middle tower, and it seems that Oh, and there goes Sand King. Pudge taking in a little bit of hits there, but manages to get away.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
there
is under
goes the
attack.
tower. So clear advantage currently existing for the Dire, which are quite ahead on gold, quite ahead on experience. Of course, the other way around, but both are way past the 5,000, even getting close to 6,000. But so pressure's putting back on this lane, but I don't think it will be enough in this caster's honest opinion. They've got a 5 tower lead and a 4 kill lead, which is quite devastating. Daxia going for his Hood of Divines, just bought it, and Invoker managing to get his 4 staff here in the meantime. Bounty Hunter managed to pick up a Demon's Edge. What will he be going for? I think it will be a Monkey King Bar, because a Divine Reaper, in my opinion, is not a good idea, and this crit is not that useful. There's the Intellect Steal, but that proves actually to be... Does he get away? No, he does not get away. And there it is. Invoker manages to pick him off quite easy. Leveling his Extort and Quas. Quas for the Cold Snap, Extort of course for the damage. So just quite commonly seen in public games with people who know how to play Invoker, and I'm not one of them actually, because there's 3 Bounty Hunters here keeping up the top lane. Managing to find Sand King out of position, but gets picked off by Sand King quite easily. Bat Rider going for the drag, but there's the blink out, and Sand King will probably manage to get away. Yes. Yes, he does. And there's a lot of pressure now put on here on middle lane. They want to go for that barrack, go for the tower. Pudge dangerously out of position. Though they managed to pick him off, does Pudge manage to get away, getting saved there by Omni Knight. Ult from Outworld Destroyer, managing to get in a few hits, but doesn't prove enough to get any kill from any of the teams. Bounty Hunter does get picked off. No, Bounty Hunter was picked off in the previous fight, I'm sorry. Pudge going, of course, with his Hood, and another engagement going here in the middle. Getting in some nice hits on, Outworld Destroy, but it doesn't manage it enough. Bounty Hunter going for Enigma, gets him dangerously low, but Enigma black holes. What's the response? The hook out from Enigma, so that cancels the black hole, saving the Radiant team, and the Dire now has to move out, has to get out of there to save their asses. Ghostwalk is not available for Invoker because he did not get a single point in whack, so he has to watch out. But he does have his 4-star and face boot, so he's quite mobile on the field. A little bit of damage done there by the Sunstrike. Well, a little bit, 475 is quite a lot, but of course there are some hoods here. Omni Knight deciding to finish his wand, which is a bit late in the game, and I don't know how useful it still is. Currently the game's dying down, but Bounty Hunter here on his own, trying to get a kill on Skeleton King, does not manage to get it, and is forced to back out here. Sand King is also there to back up Skeleton King. Does manage to avert the entire creep wave. Lower mana. Decides to go in there, try to get in that hit on Skeleton King, but decides to go for the creep wave. And I'm still wondering, what is he going for? Ah, yes, it is a Monkey King bar. And oh, Bounty Hunter, no mana, out of position, and will be picked off here. And a quick and easy kill there by Darkseer on Bounty Hunter, which forces the rest of the Radiant team to get out of there. Well, Bat Brighter getting picked off in the meantime as well. God, I miss everything. Looks like the Dire team is going for that last bottom tower, getting that quick gold. and I don't think it will be much contested here. So there is a clear advantage right now for the Dire team in experience and gold. Bad Rider starting to get down. A sticky napalm. There's a Sunstrike. Doesn't manage to do that much, but does manage to get at least a little bit of pressure upon the Radiant team. Enigma
Bottom tower is under attack.
using his
Dire's
creeps
top
there on a creep wave. And will they go take the tower down? Will they tank it, or will they just simply let it be for what it is now? Wait for the creep wave. Bounty Hunter decides to move through there, through the enemy line. Knows that there is no gem. Hopes that there is no ward. They can pick him off. And there's Sand King managing to get Outworld Destroyer with a Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike ult. There is the Whirlwind from Invoker. Doesn't manage to get off, but Sand King in the meantime managing to get him some pressure here on Omni Knight. Though it is getting dangerously low to health. Pudge doesn't get in a successful hook there. Omni Knight is getting dangerously low, gets killed. At the same time, Sand King is finished off by Bounty Hunter, who immediately stealths afterwards, getting in that quick kill. But there's still a lot of pressure on this bottom tower. Bounty Hunter looking for that opportunity to get in a quick strike. There it is. There is the Shadow Walk from cooldown. Getting in that one hit there on Enigma and immediately stealthing back away. Bounty Hunter decides to go a little bit back to base, but there's the stun on Pudge. Pudge a little bit out of position. There's the Whirlwind that gives him opportunity to get in base. The Sunstrike was a little bit too late there and does not manage to get a hit. And Pudge managing to pull in one of the creeps from Invoker, but which should not be that useful. Sand King going down, but still had his ult up and enough mana to get his resurrection. There's the stun. There's another kill now. Will destroy it. But Pudge going there immediately, missing a hook once again. Pudge having some quite unsuccessful hooks there. There's the drag on Skeleton King, trying to get him in base. Would have been a nice combination with his Firefly, which was not available to pull him in there. But Sand King, does he manage to get away? Gets bounced there, gets slowed a little bit more. And I think this will be the end. Yes, that will be the end. Picked up by Bad Rider. In the meantime, the rest of the Dire team decides to move out. They managed to get their tower, managed to get in some kills, but there was too much pressure there put up on from Bad Rider. I mean, from the Radiant team to keep pushing. Some lucky banter going on. Sand King top lane, clearly going for Scepter, only needs this electric bait, is close, only needs 40 more gold. Let's see. Probably go for a Scythe of the Vice, Chicken Stick, I think. Which would make a lot more sense to me than anything else. Bad Rider and Outworld Destroyer up here on top. Sand King activating a regeneration room, probably to deny because he doesn't. I don't think he was that low on health. Waiting here to get somebody out of position, using his Forged Spirits to get in some pressure. I'm always a little bit confused by these passives because there's a mana cost on this passive. Bad Rider managing to pick off the creature and getting a little bit of gold out of it. So far it seems that most of the Radiant team is content on doing a little bit of grinding. Gem of True Sight picked up just to get away from an annoying bounty hunter. Let's look at the differences. Experience and gold. Gold still going in favor for the Dire team. And it seems that they are preparing for Roshan. But Bounty is... has he been spotted? Yes, he has been spotted. I wasn't even in stealth. But there's a Gem of True Sight, so Bounty will be getting picked off here by Invoker. Unable to do anything useful. And a quick free kill just because of that single Gem of True Sight. This does mean that the Radiant team knows they're going for Roshan. Will they try to contest it? Or will they just let it be? So far it looks like They want to contest it, but are a little bit afraid of the amount of firepower that is currently present here. Sand King standing there waiting. If they get in, he will pick up his stun, will use his blink. They try to move in right now, but it seems that it was too late. There's the hook, and will they get off? And that is a quick kill there on Darkseer. They actually managed to get Skeleton King as well. And Invoker is dangerously low. Pudge barely misses that hook there, and Invoker just wants to get out of there. Uses his phase boots, get enough speeds up there, and tries to get out of there. Darkseer a little bit out of position here, but managed to get away just because of that surge. Sand King is still there, preparing his ult, actually blinking in and stunning them and doing amazing amounts of damage. Popping his magic protection here so to protect himself, but there's a Sunstrike. And picking off Batrider and the Iron Shell, and now it's the speed, there it is, and that's the quick pickup. And oh, and there's another hook in there from Pudge, but Pudge decides to get away there. He's low on mana, doesn't have his ult ready, and is getting chased now by Sand King and Invoker. Sand King uses his Blink Dagger, using his Burrow Strike. Pudge having some mana, decides to get in there, uses that ult, uses that, but getting him with that, that Iron Shell there, taking a lot of damage, but both are getting quite low on health, but Pudge seems to be low and trying to suicide and manage to kill himself and not let that goal go to Sand King or Darkseer. Bounty Hunter trying to get in there, managed to find a speed rune. Is he able to maybe get in time there to find Sand King? Of course he doesn't know where he is, and he's behind the tower. And decides he wants to go for Invoker. Invoker is a little bit out of position here, but can be quickly backed up here by Skeleton King. Has that amount of mobility that he requires. But there's a nice crit there. Force staffs him away, but that crit slows. He uses the and there's another hit there, but decides to not go for it. Invoker getting a little bit low there. But what's he going for? And I don't know. There's the save on Bounty Hunter, which was stunned here. Oh, and there goes for the engagement, but Skeleton King and Invoker need to get out of there. It looks like Skeleton King is going to bite the dust here, getting pulled away here, but no, he's actually quite tanky. He pops his Armlet of Mordegon, gets in him some decent damage, but still standing there in the flames, having 2 stacks of napalm on him, which will mainly take a lot of damage, but still's got his reincarnation. Does actually manage to get the kill on Omni Knight, but now he is dangerously out of position and there's nothing that he can do. But there is the rest of the Dire team, and managed to get him some quick kills with the ult from Sand King. And Invoker managed to get a last hit there on Pudge. Batrider, the only one who manages to get away with quite a bit of health. But bulletproof enough. There's enough pressure now on bottom tower. Will they go for bottom tower or just go for the creep? Because it seems like, yes, they try to go on ahead, try to get that tower, get their foothold inside the enemy base. There's the warp, the whirlwind. There's the stun, knocking it away as well. And there will be the kill on Batrider. And Invoker getting a wicked sick, of course, and haven't died a single time in this entire match. Even though he has a lower amount of HP available. There's the tower. There they go for the barracks. But there's Outworld Destroyer using his ult in Veil. Not enough damage to do anything really. Bounty Hunter though getting incredibly low on HP. There's the Cold Snap. Does he manage to pick it off? There's the hit, and he actually managed to kill off Bounty Hunter once again. Bounty Hunter having the worst luck of all in this game. Currently already died 5 times. Not as bad as Batrider though, who has been picked off already 10 times in this entire game. 1/3 of the enemy, the Radiant's deaths. Well, thanks to Batrider. There's the whirlwind on Pudge, just gives him an opportunity to get away and get out of there. The barracks have fallen. They've done their job. Will they put on pressure on middle lane now, or will they decide to back out? Looks like they actually want to get some pressure here on middle tower, and top tower in the same time is being pushed by Skeleton and Enigma. I totally missed that. Going for the barracks. Pudge moving in there, but it's some danger there. It's getting stunned by Skeleton King, but Skeleton King does not decide to pursue it. There's the Cold Snap, slowing a little bit more, and and there it is. They're moving in there with the ult from Sand King, but Sand King getting killed there quite quick. Well, there's the black hole from Enigma with the wall killing off actually Bounty Hunter and Omni Knight at the same time. Punch managed to get back in base there and managed to pull in Enigma. Enigma take quite a few hits from, of course, the Fountain, which does quite a bit of damage. Darkseer getting close to Punch. That Punch doesn't decide to do anything, and it seems like the Radiant team is actually forced out of here. Of course, these barracks will be finished off by the creeps quite quickly if Punch does not manage to clear this creep wave in time. Sand King purchased himself back in the game and got himself the Veil of Discord, which gives him, of course, an advantage to magic damage. So his ult does a lot more damage. A little bit out of position here. Maybe? No. Actually, that was his teammates moving in there. Bot saying GG and push, which is sneered a little bit upon by Invoker, who says he knows what he needs to do. Invoker finally used that money to get his side of the fight. Chicken stick. And Sand King, well, basically the King team and Darkseer are waiting here just to get everybody ready to make that big push through the middle, which is now heavily defended by the Radiant team. Will they manage to get this team fight? I think they will. I think this game is far from over. But in one of my previous pub games, you managed to see what could happen. Oh, and Bounty Hunter getting picked off once again, spotted by that jam. Get a hooking there on Sand King, but Sand King immediately uses his Sandstorm to hide himself, but gets managed. There's the ult, there's the Burrow Strike, there's the damage, and there's the kill on Omni Knight. Yes, this game is over.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, I don't know how long this game will still last. Not that long. So, if you guys like this, please let me know. If you got any public games, please let me know about them. I can maybe cast them. I'm right now focusing my time on casting random games. Getting a few kills here, but, well, the game is done. Potch getting in some nice hooks here, but I think it's too late, as there is a lot of pressure on the Ancient. And there it is, the end of the game, won by the Dire team. I want to thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. And please let me know, what do you want to see, pub games or pro games more? I will cast a lot more pub games for now, because they're a lot easier to cast to get me into the flow of things. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Have a good day, bye bye.